Oh, Friday. Erev Shabbos. It's the best. Challahs, cooking in the oven, everything ready to go. Not exactly, but it will be before Shabbos starts. And it's just marvelous. And really, if you think about it, we're talking about spiritual deficiency syndrome and how to overcome the tendency to not think about our lives and to not focus on our spiritual growth. The real key to this is Shabbos. Shabbos holds the answer to this. Because, you know what? It says in the Torah, Sheishis Yomim Ta'avod V'Asisa Kol Malachtecha. For 6 days, the Torah tells us, work hard, build, create, invest, push yourself for 6 days. V'yom hashvi'i shavas ve'inefesh. And on the 7th day, we stop working. You know why? Because if you spend all of your time working to build something, but you never stop for a moment to enjoy and to appreciate that which you're building, then the building becomes meaningless. If we spend all of our time working on becoming better, on becoming this, but we never stop and pause and be for a little moment that which we are so busy becoming, then all the becoming is meaningless. One of my favorite stories, if you haven't heard me tell this story before, then we haven't spent enough time together, because usually a month doesn't go by with me telling this story at some point. But it's a great story about a man who liked to fish. And he's out there with his reel, casting away, and some big shot on vacation drives by, and he comes and he sees this fisherman, and he says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm fishing." He says, "You know, that's it's interesting, but if you think about this, how many fish do you catch in a day?" "I catch 2 or 3 fish." "You know, if you had 2 poles, you would catch twice as many fish." But the man says, "I catch as many fish as I need. So why do I need 2 poles?" He said, "Because then what you could do is you could sell the fish that you don't need." So the man says, "Okay, that's interesting, but sell it and do what?" "Well, then with that money that you get from selling those extra fish, you can actually buy more poles, and you can have 4 poles, and you can catch more fish and sell them, and you can buy more poles, and you can buy a boat, and you can..." And the man says, "Wow, this is very interesting. So how does this end? What happens in the end when I, catch all these fish and he says, "Then you can retire." So the man says, "Well, retire, what does that mean? What do you do when you retire?" So this person says, "Well, when you retire, you could do anything you like, whatever you want. That's the beauty of retiring. What do you like to do?" He said, "I like to fish." It's a cute story, but if you think about it, it's a little bit sad too, because we're that fisherman, or we're the fisherman who sometimes gets caught in that trap of thinking more, accomplish more, achieve more. And what happens is we sacrifice being for the process of becoming. But then on Shabbat, we stop and we spend just a little bit of time being that which we're so busy becoming. And that makes it all worth it. And that's a really big part of spiritual deficiency syndrome, overcoming it. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Have a great Shabbos.